Hey, what's up guys? Tyler here with Secureteam, back again for a second video today. Now if you haven't seen it yet, I just posted a video about 2.5, 3 hours ago, and it has to deal with a very anomalous finding on our moon. So if you haven't seen that video, I'll put it at the end of this one, and a link down below, so be sure to check it out if you haven't yet. But I just wanted to post this as well because there's just so much news happening right now. I wanted to get it up. So first, I want to start out with this new UFO sighting of something very strange, kind of eerie, that was sighted on a mountaintop in Mexico. So check this out.
¡Mira! ¡Échale para allá para arriba del cerro, güey! ¿Qué es eso? ¡Allá arriba! Cabrón. Ay, cabrón. ¿Qué onda?
Adelante, adelante. Buenas noches, compañero. ¿Estás ahorita en una estación de combustible? Negativo, negativo. ¿Tu combustible qué? Arriba hacia las apagadas con gasolina, hermano, me allá para arriba. Esto es compresor, por favor. Sube, ahí lo miro. Ahí que me echen un litro de combustible ahí. Dale.
¡Qué rollo! ¡Ay, güey! ¡Ja! ¿Qué es eso? ¡Ay, hijo de su pinche madre! ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué es, güey?
Okay, so this was recorded in a national park located in Chihuahua, Mexico, where it looks as if we have some workers out here doing some sort of, nighttime construction, when one of them notices these sort of pink reddish lights sitting atop this mountain or hill in the distance. It's called a mountain in the video, which, by the way, I will put the link to down below. They record it for a moment, as you saw. The camera pans away for a minute, and as it pans back, what was even more striking about this is because you can actually see the object begin to lift off of the mountaintop, obviously creating excitement with the people watching it and recording it. The thing moves up, it looks to be moving pretty quickly, and then it's just gone. It looks as if the object either just shuts its light off or it shoots off, at a pretty high rate of speed, I would say, from watching it. And I'm kind of looping it over here. But, obviously, this has already got people talking, wondering, was this a UFO that had landed in, or in the forest on top of this mountain? It was seen, and then, it happened to have been recorded just as it was leaving, taking back off and jetting away. I don't know, but it truly is strange. It looks like a pretty big object. I'm kind of on the fence as to whether it would be a drone or something like that. Drones are pretty small, and this thing looked like it was comprised of at least two pretty bright lights. The way it rises up and then just darts off, and the lights disappear, I'm pretty stumped about this, guys. So we don't have a lot more information about it, but obviously, if anyone in Chihuahua, Mexico, around the Pasasichik Falls National Park, and I'm probably just totally butchering that, but if you see this thing or get any more footage, be sure to send it in or put it down below. Tell me what you guys think. Definitely a head scratcher. So now into this other news, breaking news regarding two objects out in space. One of them happens to be our moon, once again, which we spoke about in my last video, but the main one is about planet Mars, where scientists have just put out a report stating findings that were recorded by a probe above Mars that basically has proven that there is a liquid water lake under the ground on Mars, and not only a liquid water lake, but one that is 12 miles across. And we're not talking ice here, we're not talking frozen water. We're not talking, a little bit of water, that seeped out and is kind of stuck between the dirt and the ice. We are talking about an intermittent, flowing, liquid body of water that sits just underneath the planet's south polar ice cap. And, well, first of all, this is mind-blowing news. I mean, this is the first ever proof of actual flowing water, a body of water on planet Mars. We always suspected that at once upon a time there was water, oceans even on Mars, very Earth-like. The rover, for quite some time, has been analyzing dry lake and riverbeds on Mars. We've even found evidence of ice and, water seepage here and there, but really nothing as amazing as this. And so the discovery was made using something called MARSIS, which is a radar instrument on board of the European Space Agency's Mars Express orbiter. So they were scanning the surface when they picked up this 12-mile long or in diameter lake underneath the ice. Now, they don't know how deep it is, but they do know it's around 12 miles across and at the very minimum 1 meter deep, at least 1 meter. And they discovered it via radar located around 1.5 kilometers underneath the ice, the polar ice cap. Which again is strange because, the poles are some of the coldest areas, if not the coldest areas on the planet. So it's like the last place you would look to find water, but this is amazing. This is a body of water, a lake, that could very well have life in it. That there may be something swimming around in this water. And it's just truly amazing. So, breaking news, 12-mile wide lake discovered on Mars. It's big news, people. And it just goes to show that Mars may not have been as inhospitable as we all thought. And, well, I've done a ton of videos showing anomalous things on Mars, a lot of activity around Mars. A lot of these planets and moons out there, there's a lot of activity happening around them. And I don't think the whole truth is being told. But that's, as always, up to you guys. Now, the other bit of news is about our moon. After, once again, scientists have come out and stated that the moon may have actually been habitable at one time, as in, you could have lived on it. And so, scientists from the University of London have stated in a new report that although it may sound outrageous, recent results show that the moon is much wetter than scientists have previously thought, and that maybe once it had the conditions for life. Whether life ever arose on the moon or was transported to it from elsewhere is of course highly speculative, but that if it were, it would have existed during this habitable period just after the moon's formation, around 3.5 to 4 billion years ago. So that, they're saying, is when it would have been habitable. And such an atmosphere would have lasted perhaps tens of millions of years, and that maybe water existed on the moon at that point. Maybe even long enough for some life forms to evolve on it. And that maybe even earthly life made its way over to the moon via asteroids and began there as well. So, just from our last video and all of the videos and research I've done about our moon, I think there's without a doubt, there's a presence there. And if it's not a presence currently, there was a presence over, who knows, thousands, millions of years. The ruins are there. The structures are there. There is evidence of activity and of possible colonization. And so, this fits perfectly with a theory I've always had, which is that something is up there on the moon, or it may still be there at this very moment. And again, go back and watch my most recent video regarding some further proof of that, possibly. So, amazing stuff. And again, it's probably all stuff they've already known for years, slowly drip feeding it out, like usual. But nonetheless, it's out, and it's not just some guy on YouTube saying it, We have scientists coming out, well, you guys tell me what you think. 2 major announcements about our moon and Mars. It doesn't get better than that in a single news day. So with that, lastly today, real quick, and stay tuned, do not click off this video yet, I want to show you some really awesome things that were just sent in by some fans. Every now and then I like to show you guys some stuff. I have a ton of fan mail. It's impossible for me to get it all in one video, but bear with me. I do check all of my fan mail. So if you've sent it in, rest assured I've had it, I've read it, I display it proudly. So the first thing I want to show you guys is this really cool 3D printed Secureteam keychain. The person who sent this in, you know who you are. I don't like to give out any names really, but you know who you are. Really cool keychain of our logo, the alien head, and I'll definitely put it on my keys, although I don't know, I don't want to scratch it up, so I may or may not, but it's really, really cool. I'll display it proudly either way. Now next, I got some really cool patches sent in here. With this sort of old school flying saucer UFO photo. Instead of saying I want to believe, it says I want to leave. And apparently this is kind of a meme and a joke that you can find on a lot of shirts and patches. Here we have a really cool drawing that was sent in by a viewer from Estonia, who with it sent me in a picture of his little feline friend here, probably because I posted a video recently of the kitten that I actually rescued from a tree. Who is kind of like now my little editing buddy. So thanks for the cool picture of your fur baby. But what was even more cool was this drawing that they did of the logo. So much love from me all the way out to you in Estonia. Really, really cool. And lastly, but not least, this just may be, I mean, this is some next level fan mail / fan art. And it's going to be pretty hard to top, but you guys always seem to exceed expectations every time. I got a shoebox, what looked like a shoebox in the mail, and when I opened it, I was completely taken aback when I saw this. A brand new pair of Vans, which is a type of shoe, that are covered from heel to toe with some amazing hand-drawn and hand-colored artwork. And I simply don't know what to say. So here you're seeing them, got them out on the table here, and I'm just going to go through this stuff really quick. Every image on these shoes has something to do with a topic that I've spoken about in one of my videos. So we'll start off with this shoe here. You can see the tongue, and again, this is all colored in, showing the lightning bolt with the white triangle in the middle of it. If you guys remember, I recently did a video featuring photographs of a triangular object that was caught in a lightning bolt. Next, we have the Secureteam logo. Just beautiful, beautiful artwork here. Going to the side, we have a depiction of the Falcon Lake incident that occurred in Canada, which if you remember, I did a recent video about how they had put out a commemorative coin showing this very artwork of one of the most famous, if not the most famous UFO incident to ever happen in Canada. Likewise, we have a picture of Saturn here, along with the words Saturn's Ringmakers, which is a reference to the famous book, The Ringmakers of Saturn, which I've spoken about many times on the channel. And on the other side, we have references to the channel, to CERN, to Nibiru, interdimensional space, along with a number of drawings of the various different kinds of UFOs that have been documented throughout history. And last but not least, on this shoe, on the back, we have a depiction of the so-called Black Knight satellite, which is in reference to this image here taken above Earth of what many believe to be an alien satellite that has been orbiting Earth for thousands of years. And so now let's go to the other sneaker, where we have the NASA insignia on the tongue here with the word lies underneath it. And I would certainly have to agree in many respects with that. On the toe, we have a pharaoh here with the Eye of Horus, the pyramids, and other Egyptian symbols. On this side of the shoe, we see written the words swamp gas. Because remember, every strange thing or UFO ever seen, according to the powers that be, is nothing more than swamp gas. You saw nothing. It was a figment of your imagination. Now, down on the bottom of the shoe, we have a picture of our sun with the famous massive sphere UFO that was captured in satellite imagery, siphoning energy from the sun. Again, very famous footage. We've featured it many times on the channel, so really cool reference there. Again, on the back of the shoe, we have the pyramids of Giza. Ton of alien symbolism there. And on the other side of the shoe, we have a depiction of an actual Apollo moon mission photograph, one that we've featured many times, showing the astronaut walking on the moon and one of these mystery blue lights sitting up in the darkness of space in the distance, as if to watch the astronauts as they walked on the moon. Down the side here, we have the word Lazar in reference to Bob Lazar, the UFO that he claimed to have worked on and back engineered, and the element 115, otherwise known as UUP or ununpentium, which is said to have been the element used to power these alien anti-gravity craft. Which, by the way, Bob Lazar stated that this element existed 20 years before we actually found out that it did. So how's that for those who say that his story isn't true? Tell me how he knew about that one. And so there you have it, guys. Again, I'm totally speechless. This is amazing, amazing artwork. I'm not going to wear them, even though they are my size. I'm going to keep them from getting dirty. To the artist of these, who did give me permission to shout him out, I will put a link below to his Instagram as well as his email address. So maybe you guys can email him, see his work. Maybe if you want to get something similar to this. I don't know if he does it or not, but I told him I would definitely shout him out. It's amazing. So big thanks to Jax of Jax Customs for doing this, taking the time. It must have taken forever. This is the type of stuff that, when I have my bad days and I've got, YouTube messing with my video view counts, I've got trolls telling me I should quit and that my videos aren't good anymore and that maybe this just isn't worth it. This stuff reminds me. It's the love of this work, and it's you guys who have been all of my friends collectively over the years and who have been kind enough to, continue supporting and watching the channel and who've stood up for this channel and for me and for this research. And for that, I thank you all. And I really don't have anything else to say. So thank you guys again. I'll see you back soon. Have a great rest of your night.